Hi, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Weekly Market Review. I'm your host, Paul. Today is Saturday, February 17. In this video, we're going to look at the S&P, Nasdaq, the Russell, and also the U.S. dollar index. I haven't looked at that in a while, so let's start. Start with the upcoming economic calendar and a very light week this week as opposed to last week. So, one, it's a shortened week here in the U.S. Monday is a holiday. So there's only 4 trading days, except for futures will be open starting Sunday night for a brief time. But on Wednesday, you do have the FOMC minutes coming out. Market will move, surprisingly, always for me. But be ready 1 o'clock when that comes out for some sudden spikes one way or the other. And then Thursday, you do have some PMI numbers coming out, composite manufacturing and services. You also have some home sales, the usual jobless claims, and that is about it. There are a lot of Fed speakers speaking, but I don't anticipate anything coming from them that we don't already know. So I think it's going to be a very light week on the data side. So not too volatile coming from that side, but markets will present their own volatility, I think. All right, let's go on to the chart. Going to start with the S&P. This is the futures contract. And the S&P this week made a new high. And for right now, I have it labeled 5. And it looks to me like we just completed an ending diagonal. Now, the only problem is this, when it came down on Tuesday and then spiked it way back up. It's almost giving I'm going to drill into a 1 hour here. It's almost giving the look like they're creating a diagonal going up, because it looks like that's 1. Come on. And that was 2. And then that could be a 3. And now we do have this 1, 2, 3 look. I think they got to come down maybe just a little bit more. But that could be 4. And then they could be going up. So if they do that, I mean, we're at the stage in the market where I only see limited upside as opposed to how much downside there is. So there's definitely, the risk is to the downside. If you're playing for more up, it'd be very limited. So go back to a 2-hour chart here. If they do break that high of 5,066 again, then this whole thing right here, this is all going to be a running flat. Oops. And then all that means is this 4 slides over to there, and this 5 will be coming over to here. And then we'll have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they'll be going up in an ending diagonal for this 5th wave. That's not my base case, but I can't rule it out, actually, until they break that level, 49.72. So given the late sell-off, I think that's what's in play. I think this is just like either a 1 or an A, and then this is a very deep, either a B wave or a 2, and then they'll be coming down, and we'll have to see if this is going to be like the start of a impulse, will give us a 3, a 4, and a 5, or this is going to be a diagonal. We don't know that yet, but I think that this is coming down. But like I said, even if they do break 5,066, it's not going to be by very much. I don't see this getting like 200 points above this high here. Like it'd be just a brief break, 10 points, 20 points, maybe 50 points at most, I think. And then that 5th wave would be in, and then the big correction starts. So I think if you're in the long, you got to make a decision on what you want to do. Either take some profit or somehow do some kind of hedging, because I think we could be in the start. But only until 49.72 breaks would I feel like you would want to start to look to go short if you're not already in the market. So, yeah, I think the 5 is in, but we need confirmation, and we don't have that yet. And then when we slide over to the Nasdaq, it's very similar in the counts, but like on the Nasdaq, they didn't get nearly as high like on the S&P, just got a few points below their previous high. And the only problem is this, what I got in this circle, that little wave right there, that's the only one that I can't fully, it could be, like right now I've got this just as 1, 2, 3 waves. But if this is a 3 to there, and then that's 4, and then that's 5, then this has to be a running flat right here. And so just like on the S&P, the look will be this. And then we're oops, come down here. And then we're going up, and then this 5th wave will be over here. Given how big the Nasdaq dropped, like they only have to really come. I mean, I got this invalidation point. I mean, that for sure, if they break 17,542, that for sure tells you that the 5 is in, which I think, so I'm going to put that back. But even if they break 17,717, this blue line here, if they break that, and they're obviously really close, like what, 4 points away, a break of that, I don't see how it could go back up. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 1. Well, I guess it could. Yeah, it could. They could. This could just be 1, and then this will be a very deep 2, and then we'd have to go back up for 3. For both of these, I'm really leaning towards that the 5 is in, and we're going down. But if this does reverse early next week, and obviously if they take out 18,026, then I think that was 1. This is all be 2, and then they'll be breaking the high for a 3, correct for 4, and then still one more up for 5. But again, just like the S&P, it'd just be limited upside. They'll break that 18,121. Maybe get into the 200s somewhere, but I don't see it like going to 18.5 or definitely not 19. So, there's very limited upside if there is any more. So I'm just trying to make that very clear that I think you got to start to make a decision on what you're going to do if you're in the long. I think you should be preparing for a big pullback here. So, yeah, I'm looking for 17,542. They break that, and then we know that this correction is just underway. So those are those two, and then we'll take a look at the Russell. So the Russell kind of making this choppy pattern here, and I think, and we got this 3-wave move down. That's the easy one. I think this is just A, B, C, A, B, C, and then a spike up. So just a big double correction, A, B, C. And so I expect the Russell to follow suit with the S&P and Nasdaq and sell off. And this is all, I think, is just going to be correction for one more up. Break that 2071, and then the real question will be is this all just a correction for still one more down? So now obviously if they break 2071, then this is going to be turning into some kind of a diagonal. And again, just like on the others, if they do break it, then I just think that this is all going to be just A, B, and then this is going to be like 1, 2, and then there's going to be a 3 and a 4 and a 5. It'll be just a big ABC, and then actually, oops, come on, this will be way up there for 5, and then they'll start that big correction. So just like the others, if they do break 2071, it's just going to be limited upside above it, and then there's going to be a big pullback. But I have a feeling that the top is in on all the markets now, and there's going to be a big correction, and so I think they'll be coming down into this range on the Russell. All right, let's move on to the U.S. dollar index. I have not looked at this in a while, and just slowly grinding, creating new highs by a little bit each time. And what I see is really just, it looks to me like this is just an A, B, and then a C, and then an A, B, C, and then 5 ways up. So all in all, it's a double correction for an ABC, A, B, C. And now I'm looking for the dollar to resume its downtrend. Zooming out, I'm gonna have to go to daily. Still in favor of this coming down for the 4. And I think we've had an ABC, ABC, and so now I'm looking for an ending diagonal. We had 3 ways down. I think this is 3 ways up, and so now I'm looking for the 3, the 4, and the 5 down into there. So that's the big picture. That's going to take months to really get down there. But even if they break this one more time, I'd still only be looking for sell setups. So, I mean, so far all we have is just one down wave, a correction, and then one more down. So I think that's just an A. So I kind of expect like a B wave, and then we'll have to see if this just gives us, if this is A, B, and C, or if this is the start of a diagonal. That's 1 and 2. And then we'll get a 3, a 4, and a 5. So we got to wait and see. I mean, we don't know what the pattern is going to be, but I'd first want to see that they do correct up for a B and not break that high, and then come down in one more time, because then this looks like it's coming down in a diagonal format. If that happens, so that's all I'd be looking for. Is it's going to get kind of choppy here, going to be kind of look like they already went up, came down. I expect one more up, and then for it to fall, and then we'll have to see if this is just like the first wave, or if this is going to be the third wave, which means the third wave will be coming more down. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'd only be looking for sell setups in the dollar, because I think this correction could be done. I mean, you definitely have divergence appearing. So yeah, I only looking for the dollar to finally get weakening here after a strong uptrend since late December. All right, so that's the markets. That's how I see them. Hope it helps. Thanks for your likes and support. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.